Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we're going to show you how to change out the Frigidaire washer and motor control board. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get a new hold-down bracket, the screw, some double-sided foam tape, and the new motor control board. The motor control board is located in the bottom of the washer and it controls the motor functions. The main reason you'd be changing it out is if it's gone bad or you have an error code indicating that it needs to be changed. In order to change the part, we have to go around to the back of the washer. We're going to use our Phillips screwdriver to take the screws out. We're going to take all these out, but we're going to loosen the bottom one up and leave it there. Once you have the bottom screw loose, you can lift the access panel off and set it aside. Now that we have the access panel off, we can get to the part. You want to be careful of this edge right here. It's pretty sharp. You don't want to cut yourself. First thing we're going to do is take the belt off. We're just going to grab the belt and pull on it and turn the drum pulley. And the belt should come off, no problem. Now that we have the belt off, we can start to take the motor off. We're going to reach in with a small flathead screwdriver and take the round wire off. Once you have the ground wire off, we can disconnect the main wiring harness. There's two locking tabs up here that we have to press and release so we can pull the plug off the motor. Once you have that off, there's one little wiring harness holder that we have to take off, but we're going to take that off once we take the motor off the tub. Now we can take the motor off the tub. It's held in by 3 bolts. They're 5/16. We're going to use a socket with an extension to get the 2 front ones here, and then the one further back in, we're going to add a longer extension. Now that we have the bolts out, we can reach in and push the drive motor towards the front of the washer. It should just slide forward a little bit and drop off the mounting pegs. And then we can spin it around so we can take that wire connector off. Once you have the motor turned around, we can grab a set of pliers and compress the plastic clamp from the back side and pull it out from the front. Once you have it released, you can set the wire harness aside and then carefully reach in and pull the motor out of the washer. Now that we have the motor out of the way, we have access to the motor control board. It's over here on the right hand side of the machine. First thing we're going to do is reach in and disconnect this wiring harness. In order to get the wiring harness off, there's a locking tab on it that we have to press, and we can carefully pull it off. Once you have that off, we can use our Phillips screwdriver to take out the grounding wire that's screwed into the bottom of the washer. Once you have the screw out, the board is released and we can slide it back to unhook the locking tab and then lift it out. And we're going to swing it around so we can take these other wires off. Now that we have the motor control board out of the machine, we can unhook the wiring harness. All you have to do is lift up on this clip and pull it out. Then we're going to open up the cover right here. There's a locking tab on each side. If it's on there tight, you can use a small flathead screwdriver to pop it off. And then you can lift it up. So we can disconnect the wires that are connected to the board. We're just going to carefully pull them off. If you have to, you can use the small screwdriver. Take the grounding wire off. Once you have everything disconnected from the motor control board, you can pull it out of the washer. Here's the old motor control board next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at appliancepartspros.com. To put the motor control board in, first thing we're going to do is attach the bracket to it. Once you have it in place, you can use the Phillips screwdriver to tighten it down. Once you have it in place, we're going to use the scissors and cut 2 strips of that double-sided foam tape to go on the bottom of this bracket to help with vibrations against the bottom of the machine. So we're just going to cut 2 strips like this and stick them on there. Once you have it in place, you can peel off the paper backing. Now that we have the tape on there, we can open up the top. We're going to use the small flathead screwdriver just like on the old one. And then we can grab the wire harness that we took off earlier. We're going to reattach the main plug and the ground wire. All you have to do is line it up, push it into place. Once you have the ground wire on, then we can run it down and put it underneath the clip to hold it in place. And then we can reach in and grab the last connector that has to be attached to the control board. Once you have it lined up, you can just push it onto the board. And you want to make sure that the wires come on the outside. Once you have the wires out of the way, we can close the cover. All you have to do is snap it down into place. And then we can carefully route the motor control board back into its mounting spot. You want to feed the front in first. There's a little mounting tab that you have to get down through the bottom of the machine. Then you can push it forward to lock it in. Once you have it in place, we can put in the screw that holds it in. But first we're going to put it through the ground wire. All you have to do is feed it through, and then we can put it down into the bracket to hold the control board down. We can grab our Phillips screwdriver and tighten it down. Now that we have the motor control board mounted, we can put in the last connector. It goes right here on the control board. It can only go in one way. All you have to do is push it in so it locks in. Now that we have the motor control board installed, we can put the motor back in the washer. We're just going to carefully get it underneath the tub. Now that we have the motor in, we can lift it up and mount it onto the 4 mounting pegs. Once you have it on all 4, you can slide it forward. Now that we have the motor mounted to the tub, we can put the screws in. We're going to use our 5/16 socket with the long extension and the ratchet. When you put them in, you want to pull back on the motor. Now that we have the front 2 in, we can add an extension to the ratchet and put in the one in the back. Now that we have all 3 screws in, we can reconnect the wiring harness. Before we reconnect the wiring harness, we're going to put in the wire harness holder. All you have to do is line it up with the hole and snap it in. Once you have it in, we can grab the wire harness and plug it into the motor. It can only go on there one way, so you want to make sure you just push it all the way on so you get a good connection. Once you have it plugged in, we can grab the grounding wire and plug it onto the motor. Once you have the grounding wire on, we can put the belt back on. When you put the belt on, you want to make sure that the ribs on the belt are against the grooves in the pulley, and then you can hold it there as we grab the right side of the belt and go up around the big pulley. As it starts to tighten up, you're going to have to hold it right here and then let the pulley do the work and kind of stretch the belt around like a bike chain. Once you have it on there, you can give it a few spins to make sure it's on there straight and it's not going to fall off. Once you're sure you have the belt on right, we can put the back panel on. To put the back panel on, we're just going to line up the center bottom screw and set it in place. And then we can use our Phillips screwdriver to tighten on the bottom screw and put the rest in. Now that we have the back panel installed, we can plug the washer back in and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.